We're starting to hear rumblings that based on the appointment of special counsel David Weiss, there's a chance this thing goes to trial. I will see. Leland Vittert, NewsNation's chief Washington correspondent and host of On Balance and The Hill, is at the Iowa State Fair. I would imagine, Leland, that this news is starting to trickle out pretty quickly to fairgoers and also the handful of GOP candidates who are there talking to voters about the election. Pretty significant news for them to chew on at this point, in addition to pork on a stick.
And funnel cakes and corn dogs and a few other things. Yeah, I think, Marni, the real issues here is we don't know the why. We're getting a little bit more information than when you and I talked a few minutes ago. But this from the New York Times. Mr. Weiss has just filed a document in the Hunter Biden case saying that negotiations over a guilty plea have collapsed. Mr. Weiss wrote that the premise that the parties intend to continue toward a guilty plea is no longer the case. The parties are at an impasse. So what that means is that the investigation into Hunter Biden continues. The question is it the investigation just on the tax issues that we heard about in the gun case? Or has David Weiss uncovered a lot more stuff? Or is it some combination of David Weiss feeling pressured by the Department of Justice? We really don't know the answer to the why he said to Merrick Garland, I need to be appointed as special counsel. He is a Trump administration holdover. Remember, the Trump DOJ initiated an investigation into Hunter Biden, I believe, back in 2018. David Weiss is the U.S. attorney overseeing that. He was the U.S. attorney for Delaware, a political appointee, and Merrick Garland decided to keep him on. And over the past couple of years, we've always heard from Democrats, well, it is a Trump-appointed attorney who is investigating Hunter Biden. Then we had the plea deal, and from a political perspective, the White House had hoped that they could say, after this plea deal went through a couple of weeks ago, look, Trump-appointed attorney investigated Hunter Biden. This is all he found. Hunter pled guilty. We are done. And it was going to be a sort of a dagger, if you will, into the Republicans who continue to say they have evidence of misdoings not only by Hunter but by Joe Biden. The response would always be, hey, well, a Trump-appointed attorney looked into this, and we're done. They can no longer say this. So from a political perspective, it's not so much the news today that matters. It's what this means forward is that anytime there's a discussion of Hunter Biden, it becomes there's a special counsel looking into Hunter Biden and by extension could be looking into Hunter Biden's father, because criminal investigations are a little bit like boulders. Special counsels especially are like boulders thrown off the top of a mountain. As they go down, you really know what they're going to hit. Are they going to hit friends, family members? Are they going to uncover things that have been buried for long times? Are they going to break apart other issues? So the unknown now is terrifying for Democrats, number one. And number two, it makes it very difficult now from a political perspective to talk about all of the terrible things Donald Trump has done in their minds, because Trump has been indicted by a special counsel. And now you've got a special counsel looking into and will likely indict Hunter Biden. It has indicted Hunter Biden on these issues and may indict him on further issues. So the moral juxtaposition that the Democrats were going to want to make politically just became a whole lot harder, Marni.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, Leland. And it has me wondering, right? We have to ask the question, was there more to that plea deal falling apart than meets the eye, right? What else was it that led to that impasse for two sides beyond can he be investigated for other things? I mean, he was already being investigated. Was it the Devin Archer testimony? What impact did that have on it? What more did he share with Comer and others that you believe plays into this secret sauce that led to this special counsel appointment right now?
Well, number one, bingo, when you said what else was there, what else was Hunter Biden's lawyers hoping that the plea deal would put to rest. Remember, the plea deal all broke down in federal court. We don't have video of it, but we know the discussion that happened when the judge sort of pointed out that the investigation into Hunter Biden was continuing, and the government, David Weiss's office, said, yes, we're continuing to investigate Hunter Biden, and that's when the plea deal fell apart. Important to remember that what is happening in Congress by Republicans, you brought up Devin Archer, who testified, James Comer, the House Oversight Committee chairman, who's been very boisterous in his analysis of what he has and perhaps overstated to a certain degree the evidence that he has of wrongdoing, not so much by Hunter, but by Joe Biden and the connections. That's totally separate, at least in a legal sense and in a constitutional and separation of powers sense, than the special counsel investigation is.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.